Today, we're diving into one of the most bizarre and intelligent creatures in the ocean, the octopus. Did you know that an octopus isn't just smart for a sea creature? It's one of the most intelligent invertebrates on Earth. Scientists have observed them solving puzzles, escaping locked containers, and even recognizing individual human faces. That means if you treat an octopus badly, it might actually remember you later. But that's just the beginning. An octopus has 3 hearts. 2 of them pump blood to the gills, while the third pumps it to the rest of the body. Here's the crazy part. When an octopus swims, the main heart that delivers blood to the body actually stops beating. That's why octopuses prefer crawling along the ocean floor instead of swimming. It literally uses less energy. And their blood? It's not red like ours. It's blue. That's because instead of iron-based hemoglobin, they use a copper-rich protein called hemocyanin. This works better in cold, low-oxygen environments deep in the ocean, helping them survive where many creatures can't. Now let's talk about their body, because this is where things get even more unbelievable. An octopus doesn't have bones. No skeleton at all. That means it can squeeze through any opening roughly the size of its beak, which is the only hard part of its body. So if its beak fits, the whole body can fit. That's why they can escape tanks, crawl through tiny cracks, and vanish from enclosures like living ghosts. But the real magic is in their arms. An octopus has around 500 million neurons. What's shocking is that about 2/3 of those neurons are located in its arms, not its brain. Each arm can act almost independently, grabbing, exploring, and reacting without waiting for instructions from the central brain. It's almost like having 8 semi-smart limbs that all think for themselves while still working together. Even more impressive, if an octopus loses an arm, it can actually regrow it over time. The new arm isn't just a simple replacement. It comes back fully functional, with nerves, suckers, and full control restored. And speaking of control, octopuses are masters of camouflage. They can change both color and texture in less than a second. Special cells in their skin called chromatophores allow them to blend into rocks, coral, or sand almost instantly. Some species can even mimic other animals like flatfish or sea snakes to avoid predators. But here's a twist. They don't just change color for hiding. They also use it to communicate. An octopus can flash patterns across its body to warn enemies, attract mates, or even confuse prey. They're also known for their intelligence in problem-solving. In lab tests, octopuses have been seen opening jars from the inside, escaping sealed containers, and navigating mazes after only a few tries. Some researchers even suggest their intelligence is similar in complexity to that of a dog. But there's one downside to all this intelligence. Octopuses have very short lifespans. Most live only 1 to 2 years, depending on the species. After they reproduce, they often die shortly after, meaning their incredible intelligence is packed into a very short life. So imagine this. A creature with 3 hearts, blue blood, no bones, 8 semi-independent arms, the ability to change color instantly, solve puzzles, and escape almost anything, all living silently in the depths of the ocean. The octopus isn't just an animal. It feels like something from another planet. Let's continue with the octopus, because we haven't even covered its survival skills yet. One of the most insane abilities of the octopus is its camouflage system. It doesn't just change color. It can change texture too. That means it can go from smooth skin to rough, rocky-looking bumps in seconds, making it nearly invisible on the ocean floor. This happens through special skin cells called chromatophores, which expand and contract to create different colors and patterns. But even more advanced are cells called iridophores and leucophores, which reflect and scatter light. Together, they basically turn the octopus into a living color-shifting screen. Now here's where it gets scary for prey. Some octopuses don't just hide, they hunt smart. They can slowly sneak up on a crab, stay perfectly still for minutes, then strike at lightning speed with their arms. Their suckers are so strong they can hold on to slippery prey while also tasting it at the same time. Yes, octopus suckers can actually taste what they touch. But if hunting doesn't work, they have another trick: escape. Octopuses are escape artists on a whole different level. In labs and aquariums, They've been caught opening screw-top jars, unscrewing lids, squeezing through tiny pipes, and even climbing out of tanks at night to explore nearby rooms before returning unnoticed. Scientists have even seen octopuses learning from experience. If one method doesn't work, they try another. That kind of problem-solving is extremely rare in animals without backbones. And when danger is too close, they have a built-in smoke bomb. An octopus can release a cloud of dark ink that confuses predators and blocks their vision. But this ink isn't just a distraction. It can also mess with a predator's sense of smell, making it even harder to track them. Once the ink is released, the octopus uses a jet of water to blast itself away at high speed. It basically fires itself like a rocket through the ocean. But even with all these defenses, octopuses still live dangerous lives. Sharks, eels, and large fish constantly hunt them. That's why they rely so heavily on intelligence instead of armor or speed. And here's something wild. Some octopuses have been seen carrying coconut shells or shells as portable armor. They pick them up, carry them across the ocean floor, and use them later as shields when they sleep. That's one of the only known cases of tool use in invertebrates. So think about it. A creature with no bones that can disappear into its environment, escape almost anything, solve problems, use tools, and think with its arms. The deeper we look at octopuses, the more they stop feeling like normal animals and start feeling like ocean geniuses built for survival. Let's go deeper into the mystery of the octopus, because the ocean is hiding even more strange truths. Some octopus species live in some of the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean, where sunlight never reaches. Down there, pressure is crushing, temperatures are freezing, and food is extremely rare. Yet octopuses still thrive in these extreme environments. One of the most mysterious deep-sea octopuses is the Dumbo octopus, named after its ear-like fins that look like the Disney character. Instead of jetting around like other octopuses, it gracefully flies through the water using these fins like wings. It looks almost unreal, like something from a sci-fi movie. In the deep ocean, survival is all about energy saving. That's why many deep-sea octopuses move slowly and carefully, conserving every bit of power. Some can even hover motionless for long periods, waiting for prey to drift close enough to grab. But here's where things get even stranger. Scientists believe there may be huge octopus-like creatures still undiscovered in the deep ocean. There have been rare reports from fishermen and submarines of extremely large tentacle-like shadows moving in the depths, but nothing has been fully confirmed. The ocean is still over 80% unexplored, so who knows what's down there? And octopuses already push the limits of what we understand about intelligence. Their nervous system is so unique that it doesn't work like ours at all. Instead of one central control system, it's more like a distributed network. That means decision-making is spread across the body. Each arm can react independently, almost like a team of semi-autonomous explorers working together. Even more fascinating, octopuses can learn through observation. In experiments, they've been seen watching other octopuses solve problems, then copying the behavior themselves. That kind of social learning is extremely rare in invertebrates. And even though they are so intelligent, they are also incredibly emotional in strange ways. Some octopuses have been observed showing signs of curiosity, frustration, and even playfulness, like grabbing objects just to explore them, not for survival. But their intelligence has a cost. Most octopuses only live a very short life, often just 1 to 2 years. After they reproduce, their bodies begin to shut down naturally, and they die soon after. It's one of the most tragic life cycles in nature, brilliance packed into a short existence. So imagine this: a creature with no bones, living in crushing deep-sea pressure, moving like a ghost through darkness, thinking with 8 arms, solving problems, escaping predators, and still remaining one of the ocean's greatest mysteries. The deeper we go, the more the octopus feels less like a normal animal, and more like a living puzzle the ocean still hasn't finished explaining. Let's keep going, because the octopus still has abilities that sound almost impossible. One of the most insane things about octopuses is how they use their skin as a full communication system. They don't just blend in with the environment. They can actually send messages through their skin patterns. Rapid flashes of color can mean danger, curiosity, aggression, or even warning other octopuses to stay away. And the speed is unreal. Some species can change color in less than a second. That means an octopus can go from invisible to fully visible instantly, depending on what it needs. But here's something even crazier. Octopuses don't just use camouflage for survival. They use it for deception while hunting. Some will mimic harmless rocks, sea plants, or even moving debris, waiting for prey to get close enough to strike. And speaking of deception, there's a species called the mimic octopus, which takes it to another level. It can imitate other dangerous animals like sea snakes, lionfish, and flatfish. It doesn't just hide. It pretends to be something more dangerous than itself to scare predators away. That's not just survival, that's strategy. Now, let's talk about their strength. An octopus might look soft, but its suckers are incredibly powerful. Each arm is covered in hundreds of suckers that can grip, pull, and even open objects. And each sucker can operate independently, meaning an arm can explore multiple things at once. Even more shocking, octopuses don't just grab things. They test them. Their suckers can detect chemicals in the water, allowing them to literally taste what they touch before deciding what it is. So every arm is like a sensory tool, constantly analyzing the environment. But here's something people don't realize. Octopuses are also masters of timing. When hunting, they don't just rush in randomly. They wait. They calculate distance. They observe movement. Then they strike at the exact perfect moment to catch prey off guard. And despite all this intelligence, they still remain incredibly mysterious because they don't live in groups like many animals. Most octopuses are solitary, meaning they spend their entire lives alone. No packs, no schools, just independent survival. That makes their intelligence even more impressive because everything they learn alone. No teachers, no parents. Just instinct, experience, and adaptation. So when you put it all together, a creature with 8 thinking arms, color-shifting skin that communicates, the ability to mimic other animals, problem-solving intelligence, and extreme hunting precision. The octopus doesn't just survive in the ocean. It dominates it in silence. Let's keep going, because the octopus still has abilities that sound almost impossible. One of the most insane things about octopuses is how they use their skin as a full communication system. They don't just blend in with the environment. They can actually send messages through their skin patterns. Rapid flashes of color can mean danger, curiosity, aggression, or even warning other octopuses to stay away. And the speed is unreal. Some species can change color in less than a second. That means an octopus can go from invisible to fully visible instantly, depending on what it needs. But here's something even crazier. Octopuses don't just use camouflage for survival. They use it for deception while hunting. Some will mimic harmless rocks, sea plants, or even moving debris, waiting for prey to get close enough to strike. And speaking of deception, there's a species called the mimic octopus, which takes it to another level. It can imitate other dangerous animals like sea snakes, lionfish, and flatfish. It doesn't just hide. It pretends to be something more dangerous than itself to scare predators away. And that's what makes the octopus one of the most unbelievable creatures on Earth. A living animal with 3 hearts, blue blood, and no bones. A creature that can change color, texture, and shape in seconds. An animal that can solve problems, escape almost anything, and think with its arms. It survives in the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean, alone, with no family, no team, and no help. Yet it still became one of the smartest and most adaptable animals on the planet. Every part of the octopus feels like a mystery. Its intelligence, its survival skills, its strange body, and the way it experiences the world. And even today, scientists are still discovering new things about it. So the next time you think the ocean is fully explored, remember this. There are creatures down there that feel like they don't belong on Earth at all. And the octopus might just be the best example of that. If you enjoyed this video, Leave a like and subscribe for more amazing facts.